Postcard-like beauty here in upstate New York, but on Trucks and Tractor Power, we're not here for the beauty. We're here for the beast. The Lebanon Valley Speedway, we are ready for round 2. Monster truck side-by-side competition. Here are the matchups. Bigfoot will go against Rambo, and USA 1 against the Carolina Crusher. In the other bracket, we have the fast loser from round 1, King Crunch, an equalizer, and it's Thunder Chicken against the Jersey Outlaw. On your left, Andy Brass and Bigfoot. On your right, Bill Weaver Jr. and Rambo. Bill, a second-generation driver. His dad ran this truck for a while.
Yeah, but he's going against a guy that's got a whole handful of problems. Andy Brass and his crew have been trying to figure out this new chassis. So far, Gary, they have not figured it out. They're having all kind of problems with it.
This was earlier Army in qualifying. Now watch Andy Brass. He's going against Mike Wine and the Jersey Outlaw, actually going against the clock in qualifying. But look what happens as the chassis flexes at the end of the run. Something is not working in that chassis, turns him right, and he almost collects the fence. Look at the fans start to move.
Yeah, the chassis is either soft, it's flexing, it's bending or something, and these guys have diligently been trying to figure it out. Now, you know that's got to be going through his mind. So far, he's had to actually hit the brakes in no man's land to get back on the throttle. The other side, this kid out of New York can make a name for himself right now if he beats Bigfoot.
Well, it's all over right there. Right from the start, it was all over. Let's see if Andy can control it here in the shutdown area. The same thing.
It's still hooking bad to the right. Now, you notice the crew chief was filming this. It's interesting. The Bigfoot crew, they film every run, and between runs, go back and actually look at the run and what the truck is doing.
Now look at this interesting camera position. Look where that camera is mounted under Bigfoot, looking at the right front suspension work. And here he cranks off to the right. Look at the sparks.
Yeah, they're trying to see what's bending and in which direction it's bending. Good camera angle here, you can watch it. Andy Brad, the truck looks like it's going straight. He is sawing the steering wheel. Now he has got a handful trying to get it shut down.
Well, here's a look at Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. And he goes up against USA 1. There's a look at Steve Wilkie. Now, Wilkie has that routine that he goes through to psych up in the cockpit.
Yeah, he tries to pump himself up, and the other drivers have realized that. We talk about it on TV. They've realized it, so they're trying to do things to make him do something different, to break his psyche, so to speak.
It looked like Steve was a bit tentative there at the start as Gary Porter got the advantage, and well, he hangs on. Wilkie almost came back for the victory.
And Porter hooks to the right, coming out of the same lane Bigfoot did. So maybe it's not chassis, it's track that's giving them problem. Watch the replay, Gary.
Well, keep in mind, this is an oval track. The front straightaway is slightly sloped down to the infield. That is creating a problem for all the drivers in that outside lane. There you can see the distance of victory, and here is Gary Porter.
Gary Porter took a whole shot on the starting line, but you had to drive it out the back door on this track, didn't you?
I did. I knew USA 1, he was going to be pushing his as hard as he could, and I was going to have to push mine as hard as it would run. And I just lined up real far to the right side on that first set of cars and tried to miss all the holes and, you know, in the cars and just hold on.
Well, as we talked about earlier with this 13-truck race format, the fast loser comes back in round 2. There is King Crunch on the near lane, and that is Scott Stevens, the Auto Value King Crunch out of Texas, alongside the youngster, the rookie, out of Lebanon, Tennessee, Greg Holbrook in equalizer.
You know, look at what's happening here. Holbrook has lane choice and goes to the lane that, to me, is the bad lane. Everybody's having trouble at the finish line in that lane, but the kid goes over there anyway.
The kid has the advantage off the first set of cars, but look at this. Look at the come from behind victory by Scott Stevens. Whoa, that was horsepower.
Boy, Stevens came after him with blood in his eyes. Look at this.
Greg Holbrook had the advantage over that first set of cars, but right here, a good launch off the ramp, and Scott Stevens takes the victory.
We got it. 2-1, huh? Damn right. We're back in this thing, bud.
Indeed, they are back in. Kevin Ford talking to his driver, Scott Stevens, the fast loser from round 1, and he will advance to the final 4. Here's a look at Thunder Chicken, Kid Rarig in the bright yellow Chevrolet, and he will go up against a local favorite here, Mike Wine, the Jersey Outlaw.
Mike Wine took that wild ride on the high side earlier. Let's see what he's going to do now. Like you brought to our attention, he picked up that new sponsor. There's no saying in motorsports how fast you want to go. Well, how much money do you want to spend? For the first time, Nick Rossi and Mike Wine have got some dollar bills to put in the Outlaw Ford.
And the Super Winch Outlaw will win it.
There could be some truth to that saying, Gary Lee.
We also saw some sparks off the right front suspension of Outlaw.
Now this is a leaf spring vehicle. This is he lost a drive shaft in the front on that run. This is an old style monster truck here.
And there is a look at the remnants after that ride. You talk about horsepower costing money. It costs money just to maintain these. So the Jersey Outlaws in the Final Four, but can they make the necessary repairs as Bigfoot will go up against the Carolina Crusher and King Crunch against the Jersey Outlaw? That, Army, does not look good.
No, that's transmission. Oh, yeah, that's a hole in the transmission.
He'll not
there.
be back.
I don't believe so. So he not only lost a drive shaft and safety shields, he lost the whole transmission. But we got to go back. We've got 4 alive. Who are they going to be?
Well, Andy Brass, of course, in Bigfoot will have that far lane. That's Bigfoot 8 against Gary Porter in Carolina Crusher.
Porter put him over into that lane. He knows he's having trouble handling it.
Well, there's a look once again as the thrash continues in the pit area. Well, I don't know.
Their racers
does not look promising to me.
Their racers are going to do everything they can to be there. You never know. You don't quit in this sport. Boy, Andy Brass left like a rocket in that far lane. Now let's see what the chassis does. Hey, it's a straight run so far, Gary. They may have figured it out.
It's a good run, but once again, he hooks just a bit, but hangs on. A good run, so perhaps they found the problem in the chassis. And now Andy Brass will advance to the championship.
They're definitely working in the right direction, aren't they, Gary?
Now keep in mind, if the Jersey Outlaw cannot come back, King Crunch would be in the championship against Bigfoot. Crunch has staged the Outlaw now with 5 minutes to make the necessary repairs and present himself. Here's Andy Brass.
Andy, all night long, you and your crew chief have been going back and tweaking the truck, fine-tuning, and it's going straight as an arrow for you now.
That's right. You know, Donnie and I, we've been working all week on the truck. We've been having a lot of problems at pulling to the right. We think we got it under control tonight, though. So we've just been lining up on the line and pulling it, and it's been working pretty straight. We're having to work at it, but it's been doing us a good job.
Have any preference to who you want to go against in the final, or does it make any difference to this type of competition?
It don't really make any difference right now.
Well, we get to talk to Andy Brass, a popular driver. Here's a chance for a fan to ask Andy Brass a question.
I have a question for Andy Brass of Bigfoot. How long did it take to put your truck together?
Thanks for the question, Bobby. It took about 8 months to build Bigfoot 8. The big thing was the design of the truck. It took about 3 months to design the truck, then roughly 3 more months in building the truck, and then we took about 2 months of just testing the truck, make sure it was going to work before we brought it out here on the circuit.